Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. This is going to be another video of East Lorain, Ohio. On this video, I'm going to show you some of the poorest sections of East Lorain, some of the poorest section of Lorain, Ohio, period. I'm going to show you some of those areas on this particular video. I meant to do that on my last video, but didn't get around to it. Now, bear in mind that there's going to be parts of, as you guys saw in the last video, not all of East Lorain is bad, but I'm going to try to show you the parts of East Lorain which I think many of you would like to see. See, here's a house that's got, this house has got, yeah, man, someone busted that window. I gotta admit, I gotta say, when it comes to driving through East Lorain to me is somewhat like West Lorain, except maybe not quite as much money. But I gotta say, as I drive through this area, this part of Lorain, you got patches of East Lorain that appear to be a little sketchy. But I would say, at least from what I can see, I would say for the most part, East Lorain, at least in my opinion, looks like a side of town that's full of just regular, everyday, working class people. I gotta say, when it comes to East Lorain, it's not as bad as, I'm gonna be honest with you folks. I mean, East Lorain is not as bad as what I was expecting to see. Check that out. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick history of Lorain. Now Lorain used to be an unincorporated village in 1834. And the village at the time that was unincorporated, it incorporated in 1874. It incorporated as Lorain. And Lorain became a city in 1896. So that's just a little history of how the city of Lorain came about. Now obviously there's a lot more history to be had about Lorain. So you're more than welcome to research that on your own. Because, you know, like when I do my channel, I mean, there's other people that put far more emphasis on history than I do. Like for me, I prefer to put my focus on what I feel many people look at when looking for a place to reside to. Like on my channel, I prefer to focus on the affordability of a community, B, I prefer people to see what different communities within a town or a city look like. And I also think safety is important too. Now, like I told you on many other videos. The reason why I don't really do a lot of the discussing of crime statistics is because I think a lot of the statistics are off. Like, when I look at, like I told you guys before, when it comes to crime, if you go into a city that's known for high crime, granted, there are cities out here where all in all it's just, it's bad news all around. It's bad news from A to Z. But in many of your major cities and many of your even smaller to mid-sized cities, such as this city, Lorain, Ohio, when it comes to crime, the majority of your crime typically is going to be condensed to certain parts of town. Like, for an example, somebody might suggest that Indianapolis has a lot of crime, and some people may go as far as considering Indianapolis murder capital of 2021 or whatever. But the realities of cities like Indianapolis is the majority of your crime in Indianapolis, for an example, is typically going to be condensed to the east end of the city, or the part of northwest Indianapolis, the part of northwest that's going towards town. Like if you look at northwest Indianapolis, the further you go away from town, once you get away from town, northeast Indianapolis is not bad, and once you get away from town, but the more you go into town, the worse it gets. Same thing goes for northwest Indianapolis. The further you go away from town, the better it gets. The more you go towards town, the worse it gets. So I think when it comes to crime in many of your cities, the majority of your crime is going to be condensed only to certain neighborhoods. And my attitude is, as long as you know where to go and where not to go in terms of the crime, you'll be okay. That, and of course, just be a good citizen. Just be a good person. Don't break any laws. Don't be out here acting stupid, and for the most part, you'll be okay. That's why on my channel, I don't really go through a lot of trouble discussing crime data, because I don't want people to completely avoid moving to a city because the data says it's got high crime, when in reality the majority of that crime is going to be condensed only to certain parts of the city. So some nice houses around here. I mean, these houses, I mean, they're nice and small. The yards are, you know, I mean, these are nice small houses. These are nice small, straight to the point houses. I mean, these houses aren't too terribly close in together. See, around here, a lot of these people do a pretty good job keeping up their yards. I've already been over there. Yeah, I mean, I would say for the most part, I mean, even on this side of Lorain, which I don't think is as bad as what I thought it may have been. Then again, I could be wrong. If anyone who knows this side of Lorain, feel free to leave a comment below and let us all know how it's like living on this side of Lorain, which is the east end of Lorain. I mean, just by doing my little drive around, I don't think, you know, I think if somebody were to move to this part of Lorain, they'd be okay. Now, me personally, I wouldn't want to move to Lehigh, because Lehigh looks a little sketch. But most of these other areas don't look bad at all. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. I think you guys get the points about East Lorain. So everybody have a wonderful day. And y'all know what to do. I will see you guys on the next one.